Hi, everybody. It is Suzanne Spooner, QHHT Level 3 practitioner in Des Moines, Iowa. And I said I wasn't going to put any new session recordings out while I was working on 2 books, but I'm going to go back on that because this one is so much fun. This client is so extra awesome, and she came with a lot of health issues. She had difficulty walking, had what she called her wonky hip, not her hippie wonk, her wonky hip, but that also went down to the knee and to the foot. So it was giving her a real challenge with walking. It has some other health issues that she needed to attend to. She's a lovely, lovely person, very boisterous and fun and laughs easily. It's just a pleasure to spend time with. And I'm so appreciative that she's letting me share this with you. So let me tell you a little bit about this session, then I'll give you an update to the designer series, the books. So in this session, in the lifetime that she went to, it was very magical. It was, she called herself a special doctor and said that her home, for example, was very magical. She said on the outside, it just looked like a regular home, but on the inside, it looked like a palace. And in that palace, there was a library. And in the library was access to a special chamber. And the special chamber is where she went time traveling, or reality traveling, as she liked to call it. So we get a lot of detailed information about that magical home. Her life ends there, not in the home, but in the community very, very, very abruptly. She didn't really have time to wrap her head around what happened at all. She was there one second and not the next, which caused a lot of trauma for her soul. She was really trying to help people with the medicine that she was giving them, but things just kind of went sideways as they do in those types of lifetimes. And we get a glimpse into what it's like to be a soul that stays earthbound, a ghost. And so she doesn't move just from the end of that life over to the other side where she looks back and reflects on the lessons and the purpose of that life. We get an understanding of what it's like for a soul to stay grounded, so to speak. She hung out there as that incarnate soul for 80 years until a small child recognized her and helped her go to the light. Power to the babies. They know best. So then we get over to her high self, who is just a riot. It's a very jovial high self, but it has very high level information. It is a little bit salty in how it gives the information. There's swear words that are here. And I do want to address that because I've noticed that on a few other sessions that I've released where the high self has that almost human-like personality, and they can drop a naughty word here or there, or talk really almost harshly to the client. So that's not them not being under. You have to understand that the high self has many layers to itself. There's a very high and lofty, very dry high self, just can't really be too bothered with a human body because it's up here in the way high atmosphere. And then there's high selves that are more human-like. They'll crack jokes, they'll say naughty words. Their information, like this one, is still very high and lofty, but its delivery is in this very relatable way of exercising humor in the human words. So don't be offended if you're easily offended. I'm sorry, you just may not want to listen to this one. It's not that bad, but that's why that happens. And the high self is so brilliant, and it will deliver its voice and its knowledge and its healing exactly the way each client needs to receive it, and knows that part of itself better than anybody. So that's what makes my job kind of interesting, because I never know what the flavor of that high self is going to be until we get into it. But that's what we get with this one. And so it gives so much amazing information in the healing. You can actually hear the healing being done. This is fun. It doesn't happen all the time. It's fun when it does. You can hear a pop as it's working on the hip and the knee. So I'm going to give you a heads up of where this is at. You can be listening for it. It's when we're doing the body scan, and it's talking about the hip, leg, and foot. It says that her issues with not being able to walk easily are being afraid of her mission, dragging her feet. Very, very understandable. She's here to do amazingly huge work, and she's been hesitating a little bit. That's okay. It's part of being human. But so when it's doing the healing, you'll hear the high self say, this is really fun because it's very exuberant. It says, no brakes, baby. No brakes, baby. And then a pop, that's her leg. And then you hear her say, oh my God. So be listening for that, no brakes, baby, and oh my God. And in between that, you should hear the pop. It's pretty amazing. Oh my goodness. So this high self has a lot to say about what's going on in the world right now and giving us an overview of why we're all here, which is so fascinating. It talks about this being a corrective lifetime for humanity, which kind of is some salve on what everybody's going through right now, I think. Says every cell has divine consciousness. It gives a list of these beautiful body affirmations for her. I've been using them on myself, and they are powerful. They are beautiful. So please, if it feels right to you, I'm sure she'd be tickled for you to have benefit from them as well. She talks about that humans have been lied to for so long that they don't even know their greatness. So true, because we as a collective have bought into this controller's mentality that we are less than, and that we have to go to outside sources to find our answers when all of our answers and healing is within. We're waking up from that, thank goodness. Does a lot of work on the heart energy. That's a really beautiful thing to listen to. All right, so I think that is that. I did touch base with her today. We've been texting back and forth. Her appointment was a week ago. Yeah, exactly a week ago. And she's been telling me about the things that have been shifting and changing for her. She's feeling really, really good. Like physically, she's feeling great. She said when she came into the appointment, she says, I told my husband when he picks me up, I'm going to be like jumping up and down because I'm going to have movement and no pain. And you know what? I think she did. We were just giggling after her session when she was getting ready to leave because her body was just feeling so good. And she did it all. She's so amazing. So this morning, I asked if she had anything she wanted to share with you. And she, get to the right one here. She says, I am happy to share updates with everyone. It was a great session, and every day I am continuing to improve. I realized it was more than just my knee by far. I believe my pelvis was out of whack, and it caused not only my knee to be wonky, that's what she calls this area, her wonky hip and knee, but several other things too. I didn't realize that I wasn't able to equally distribute my weight between my feet, and now I can. Everything is different. I also believe my pelvis, being the real wonk, also impacted my entire spine. I didn't realize how much pain and limited movement I had been living with, because after seeing you, even turning my head from side to side feels nice and unencumbered. Isn't that awesome? Completely different than before working with you. There was numbness in both legs that is now gone, and the list goes on. I am structurally in alignment as well as being energetically in alignment. Bravo to her. That's what we want. And then there is the issue of the visceral and the tissues, the cellular memory of the fire. This is how she exits it, and you'll hear it all on the recording. I do feel physically different than I have my entire life. It is stunning, the difference. And my heart chakra too. I can still consciously feel the results of its healing. Because of the structural changes, I am kind of having to relearn how to walk, to retrain my muscles, who had been cleverly working so hard to compensate all these years for my wonk. Great reminder. We tend to favor one side or another, or one part of our body over another. when the other side is off balance, and that causes its own set of problems here. But she's doing it all. She's doing the work and having great results. So hooray for her, and great gratitude for her allowing us to listen to her session completely unedited. She's just going for it. Okay, so that is this session. I believe it's going to be called The Adventures of the Reality Traveler. So it'll be close to that. Okay, then about the designer series book, and the other book that I'm working on. I'm putting more focus right now on the designer series book. Beverly and I are transcribing those sessions. We're coming right along. We have a wonderful gal that stepped forward like an angel and says, I want to help you transcribe. And so she is, and she's faster than both of us. So we're letting her help us to get this process done quicker. And we're going to be adding another session or two in, a new one, new information that hasn't been on YouTube yet. This is very exciting. Oh my gosh. And to read this information, I have to say, is so interesting. It's a whole other level of the knowledge that's given that you hear in the audio on the YouTube clips. And those will come back. Thanks for being patient with us on that. It just helps us stay focused. Okay, so we hope to get that book out. Our goal is by the first quarter of 2023. The other book is about a third of the way done, and I'll put all my focus and attention on that when we get that one done, and I hope to have that out by the fall. So lots of work going on here. Okay, I think that is it. Just going into my head. See, yep, I think we're going to end it there, and I hope that you enjoy this recording. She's awesome, and enjoy her salty high self, and have lots of giggles as you take in all this high level information. All right, see you later.
Tell me more about that dirt road.
It's like, it's very straight and like medium brown, not really dark, and not red dirt and not sandy colored, but medium brown. And there's grasses, kind of not lawn grasses, but wild grasses growing on both sides.
Nice. What else do you notice as you look in the distance?
Trees, like a lot of trees. Like there's maybe a river on the, as I'm standing on the road on my left side, there's trees. And to the right, there's people.
Oh, what are the people like?
I can't tell. There's a lot of them, maybe, like several people, lots.
Can you get a sense of how they're dressed?
They're like wearing funny, I don't know, white Dutch hats, like those pointy, it's like kind of like a little triangle, not like the colonial, but a white, like a Smurf hat, but with like little wings on the side, kind of pointing forward.
Nice, I like that. And on their bodies, what do they like to wear?
Kind of plain colored clothes, like earth tones.
Nice. And so there's a few people there. And
like 30, 40.
Oh, wow, it's quite a few. Okay. And when you bring your focus closer to where you are at there, what do you notice close around you?
Just the road, and I'm a little bit away from all the people.
Do you get a sense of why you're a little bit away?
Because I don't like them.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
They're annoying.
Okay. You're doing really...
But not like in a mean way. You know?
Right. I get it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's focus on you. When you look down, do you see your feet?
Like I'm wearing brown pants and kind of woodeny looking shoes and brown socks. It's almost like I hollowed out gourds and shoved my feet in them.
Okay. Are they comfortable?
Yeah, I guess they are.
Perfect. And what do you wear on the upper part of your body?
I'm wearing like a white shirt.
White shirt. Okay.
I think I'm a dude. I'm a guy.
Okay. And do you carry anything in your hands?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, like leather, but maybe it's like a flask or a medicine pouch.
Okay.
It's like kind of a yellowish, tannish leather with like a stopper maybe and like a little strap.
Okay, very good. And do you wear any jewelry or ornamentation?
Yeah, I have like a necklace on, like a gold necklace, a nice gold necklace,
Oh.
despite kind of like raggedy clothes.
And does that gold necklace have any significance for
It
you?
was my mother's.
Okay. And do you wear anything on your head?
No. Maybe a hat sometimes, but not. No.
Not right then?
Yeah.
Okay, and the body feels more male?
Yeah.
And do you feel like you are young or old?
Medium.
Medium?
Like 30, 35, 30.
Perfect. And does your body feel healthy or not?
Yeah, healthy.
Nice.
I feel like I have like a nice pecs and, like the ladies don't hate me or anything.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and you're standing away from the people that kind of annoy you. What else do you know about that?
I'm just kind of like a little bit outside. I'm a part, but also not a part of like, I'm like, these are my fucking people, but well,
That you find to be a little bit of...
I just like to do my own thing.
Okay. So how do you spend your time? What do you do?
I fish. I hunt, but not being like hunt. Like I'm looking for stuff. Like I look for things around. Like I'm looking for something. I'm not treasures. I don't want to say it's treasure, but I don't know, I'm hunting for something, scouting for something. Again, like not killing an animal, but like looking, I don't want to say rocks or crystals but I'm looking for something.
Okay, perfect. And that pouch or that flask that you carry, tell me more about what you have inside of that.
Powder? I don't know, like magic powder or drugs or...
Oh, wow. Tell me more about that.
The first thing that comes to my mind is that it's transformative.
Okay. And how do you come across that powder?
I make it
And how do you make it?
with stuff I find.
Okay, so is that part of the stuff that you look for? And so that powder, what is it like when you take the powder?
It is like you trip.
And what do you find out about yourself when you do that?
I like looking at the underpinnings of reality.
Oh, tell me about that.
When I am under its influence, I see more than what meets the physical eye. Like I see the energy structures and like the grass or the road. I see non-physical energy structures underneath that.
Wow. And how does that information shape or change you, do you think?
I love knowing that there's more. I love, like I thirst for it. Like I love seeing the world beyond the physical world.
All right, very good. You're doing really good. So the people are kind of off to the side.
They think I'm weird. Like they love me, but I'm a freak.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I'm like, yeah, cool assholes, whatever. I don't like you.
You can embrace it. Okay, very healthy. Okay, very good. And are they in their group together that day?
I'm the doctor. Like I'm the doctor outside of the doctors.
Okay.
I'm the fringe of the community, but it's unacknowledged.
Kind of the special doctor.
I'm the real doctor.
The real doctor. Okay.
Like I'm the doctor. That's who I am. I'm the doctor.
That's amazing. And so they will come to you for what?
Everything. Fucking everything.
Okay. All right. You are doing so good. Let's do this. Let's leave that scene. Let's go to where it is you eat and sleep at in that time that you're viewing. And now you're there. And what is that like?
It's this It's a funny house. Like, I have a house that looks like any other house on the outside, but on the inside, it's my magical world.
So from the outside, what does it look like?
It looks like it's built into the hill almost. It looks like it's not square. It's not like, it's almost like a natural feature. It's covered in grass, but it's like made out of the earth. But inside, it's like a palace. On the outside, it looks like dirt. On the inside, it's a palace.
And so describe for me what it's like inside.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
What makes it feel like a palace inside?
My library.
Oh, tell me about that.
I have a big, big library, and I love it. And they're my books. And some I've written, and some I've collected, and some I add to, and some are like not of this earth.
And how do you get books that are not of this earth?
My friends give them to me.
Oh, what are your friends like?
Not human.
And tell me about your connections with them.
I met them when I was a kid.
And how would you describe them?
Alien.
Okay.
Little big ears, brown gray skin, beautiful eyes, beautiful, soulful eyes.
And the books that they shared with you, what are those about?
Written about everything, about the universe, about what it is to exist in our universe. It's about, I don't know, personal transformation and growth.
Wow. And some books you've written, you said.
Yes.
And what are the topics that you like to write about?
Voraciously reading and writing. Books about medicine, my kind of medicine. Books about my friends, the aliens. Books about the underpinnings of reality, the things I see when I look at the water or the grass when I'm on my drugs that I see, that I maybe get sometimes from the aliens.
The drugs?
Yeah, this pouch, maybe that comes from them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, they help me. Like, I find it, but I don't know. Like, maybe there's more than one pouch or more than one kind of thing in the pouch.
Right.
There's like a place in my inside palace, like a hidden part of my house that I don't let anybody else go into. That's behind, like, it's hidden.
How do you hide it?
It's hidden by the architecture of the house.
Okay.
It's like not like a secret door, a secret panel, but there's just like you would never see it by looking at it, but it's there.
And so, what is in that secret space?
It's not so much what is in it, it's like what happens to you when you enter it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a special chamber.
Okay. And so what happens to you when you enter it?
I can go to anywhere I want to.
Where do you like to go?
Everywhere. Where don't I like to go?
So tell me about the adventures that you go on through that space.
That's some of the things I write about. Maybe people think it's fiction, but it's not. I go to other planets and other dimensions and other things that you can't even really put into English words. I exist in other ways, in other places, in other times. And I can come back to my village with the dirt road and the wood shoes, but I can go to these unbelievable realities. And I go into my chamber.
How did that chamber come to be?
I made it.
Oh, and how did you have the knowledge of how to make it?
My friends.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I can't tell you how much I love it. Like, it's every time I grow, every time I can't wait. Like part of why I don't like to be with all my little townsfolk or when I'm not working trying to help them, it's because I am exploring this endless world, universe, multiverse, reality.
And so when you enter the chamber, do you have your mind set on where you're going to go?
No, it comes to me. When I go in the chamber, I go into like a neutral state, and then I am inspired, and I'm not sure where that inspiration, whether it comes from me or from my friends or from elsewhere or God, but I kind of go into the chamber naked, not necessarily literally, but I go into the chamber open to what I'm going to experience that day, and then I have a little of my fun powder, and it's more than just the drugs. It's not like I'm just tripping in an opium den. It's real. I'm going to actual places. I can leave my earth and go be somehow the magic, the synergy, the science of the chamber and the powder. I am physically and spiritually transported to other places. And then when I'm ready to come back, or when it wears off, or when the time, I'm all of a sudden I'm back in the chamber.
Wow. What does it feel like as you're traveling to your location that you're headed to?
It feels like tingly and disembodied and quantum and superhuman, but very human, ironically. It feels like I stretch across something, and then all of a sudden I'm someplace new, and I have to figure out where I am and what is happening.
Oh my goodness! I wonder, like, how do you do that? I mean, you never know if you don't know where you're going, or
I discover it, I explore it, I sift my finger, I don't know. And again, because I can see the underpinnings of it just like I can in my earth world, I'm someplace strange, and I see it through physical eyes, but I also sense the reality structure underneath it.
And how do you sense the reality structure?
I just can see it. I can just see it like other people see the physical. I look at something, and it's like I kind of cock my head, and then all of a sudden I see it's not even molecules or atoms, but I see its energy. It's energy, and I see the kind of anatomy of the energy as I'm also seeing the physical manifestation of that energy.
And so when you land in these other places, do you feel like you have a purpose or
Yes, I interact with the other beings there, and I love it. I love it.
So do they sense you? Do they physically see you?
Yeah.
And you must look quite a bit different than they do at times?
I look not how I really look to them. Like it's like I fit in. Like to their eyes, I look of them, but I'm not, even when I'm not actually of them, but I look like, but they always know you're kind of weird. But I look as if I belong there.
Okay, so you meld in, in general with them, so that you don't take them by surprise.
No.
Okay.
I'm not like a cephalopod with 10 heads, or I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I'm just like,
So then how do you discover what your purpose is in being in that location that time?
My purpose is to interact with the souls.
And what do you do with that information of interacting with the souls?
Everything is individual. It depends on the person. It depends on who I'm meeting. It depends on, it's all orchestrated. It's like rendezvous. I go in my chamber. I take my powder. I'm open to the experience. I stretch across time and space in reality. And I all of a sudden kind of land there. And I take on a persona without even trying of the time and place. And then I just go for it. I just like, hey guys, what's up? What are we all doing right now? Why are you guys so crazy? I don't know.
Tell me about some of your favorite places that you've been and what's happened.
Oh my God. There's so many. I love them all. I love everybody I meet. in all these adventures because I enhance them, but they enhance me every time. And I'm conscious of it, and they aren't necessarily, they don't know who I am, but they do, I touch their lives. I'm an angel of God. I am an angel. Oh, wow. I help people get back on path.
And tell me about that.
Like, just sometimes people, when they need a messenger from God, whether they've been praying for it or whether their life path, or I redirect them gently and lovingly where they need to go. They do, but I kind of nudge them lovingly.
So you're just like somebody that kind of shows up and just helps them out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to leave, how do you exit?
I just know, and I just go behind a tree and whoop, and then I'm back in my chamber.
So when you're back in your chamber and back in your home, is it like time has passed? Or?
Time stands still.
Time stands still. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Do you ever allow people inside of your home?
I do, but never inside the chamber. Like people in my home, and they can be standing right there and they don't know it's there.
Okay. And do they recognize the inside as a palace? Or?
They think it's cool and eccentric, but they don't understand the other levels that are there.
Okay. Very cool. Wow.
I see the other levels below what they see. They see my cool library and my nice little cozy nook, but there's more going on than meets the eye.
I understand. Okay. And your friends, the aliens that you've talked about, do they still come and visit you?
They're my, I don't want to say boss, but they're my, who I answer to. That's not quite the right words, but they're overseer.
Okay.
Of my shenanigans.
Okay.
Not that they're shenanigans, but,
Right.
I also can have a little fun. Like, I do this and I help people, but I also enjoy it. And not only whatever, but sometimes it's fun. Like, the food or the music or the clothes or the girls or whatever. Like, it's fun experiencing different realms. It's so mind-blowing how awesome. There's so much oh my God, there's so much out there. There's so much out there.
Wow.
And every time it blows my mind. I've done this a million times, and I can't get enough of it. And it's not like an addiction. It's because it is so nurturing on every level of my being, physical, spiritual, and everything. Like, it's intellectually stimulating. It's beautiful. Like, some of the music makes you want to weep. So, like, some of the people, I would think, oh, God, I want to stay here forever, but I know I have to go. And part of me would stay there for a bit. Part of me is like, when I go, I'm like, oh, okay, on to the next.
Right. Wow, never a dull day at the office.
Yeah, exactly. I fucking love it. And that's why I was just like, I don't care if I could do this endlessly.
Okay, very good. Wow, so cool. Okay, so do you share your home with anybody?
No.
Just for you?
Me.
Okay. And is your home, like, close to where others live?
It's like on the outskirts.
On the outskirts, okay.
Like, maybe it's removed a little, but everybody knows where it is, and it's... it's not a secret, and I'm not like an isolationist, but I'm just a little bit on the edge of it all on purpose.
Do you ever have anybody that bothers you?
Bothers isn't quite the word I would use, but I have... Yeah, like, they're annoying. Like, I love helping them, but it's like... And that's what I'm there to do too, because there's like, that's my main reality. Like it's kind of like I do a different version in this reality of what I do in all the others, but this one is my kind of like where my incarnation is at the time. And so I'm like fascinated with what I do, but kind of my job is taking care of these tards. and like, not that they're, but I mean that in the most possibly loving way, but that my job is to like, they're my flock, for lack of a better word. Like, I'm a minister and they're my flock, but it's not religious at all, but it's kind of like they're my wards.
Okay.
But they know it, but they don't know it, but they don't know it, but that's what they are. Like, the aliens are like, hey, you look after these little cute people that are like, I don't know, they're like children where they're like, you love them, but they're annoying. Like, not your own kids, but like if you're a teacher and you're like, oh, I love these kids, but oh God, if you just shut up sometimes it would be fantastic. Like, you know, not to be mean, and I love you, but shut up. Like,
right. Okay.
Not to be harsh.
Right. No, I totally understand. Okay, so let's do...
Like, I roll my eyes, but lovingly. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's like, oh, I know this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Now go away. I've got stuff to do.
Right. I got time traveling to do.
Yeah. It's not even necessarily time, even though it is sometimes time, but it's reality traveling.
Reality traveling. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. All right. So let's do this. Let's leave that scene.
I don't want to.
And let's drift and float to an important day in that life, a day when something important is happening, and now you are there, and what's happening now?
They're accusing me of evil, and that can be the furthest thing from who the fuck I am, and it's like...
Who is accusing you?
Those stupid townspeople who should know better, who I've helped a million times.
Oh, okay.
They're so stupid.
What happened leading up to that, I wonder?
They're just, like, ignorant. They don't know. They don't fucking know. They're just like children, and that they're just ignorant.
Right. And so did something happen that drew their attention to you?
They just think they can't get their fucking heads around me, and so they're like, they don't understand it must be evil. And so, it's like they've taken it way too far this time. Like, there's been little shit of this before, but then whatever, but I don't know, something else is going on, like there's plague or something else. I'm getting blamed for it. It's not my fault. Like, something's going on with the community.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with me. In fact, I'm trying to help, and I'm getting blamed by these people I've been devoted to. Right. I'm getting blamed by the people I've been devoted to as if that I'm doing it to them, when I would never, ever, 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 ever harm them. I would never harm them, no matter how much annoying they are. Like, I love them like they're my children.
Right, and they don't understand.
I just look like a peer, but in some ways they're my children, and they don't understand, and they think I'm the devil, and I'm the opposite of the devil.
So how does that confrontation occur, I wonder?
There's a fight. Like, things build up to it. There's like, I'm in a gathering place, like maybe a ale house or something, and there's like murmuring, and once in a while that happens. There's one asshole in particular that kind of does not like me, does not get me. There's one person there's most people who like me even though they don't get me, but there's a couple of people who avoid me and kind of think, I don't know, I don't want to say jealous, but they just resent, I don't know, they don't get me, and they instead of kind of coming at me lovingly, they come at me with disdain, and they kind of want me the fuck out of there.
Okay, so what happens next?
What happens next is one night it gets out of control. One night it's night, and there's a fire, like a big, big bonfire, and people are drinking, and I'm drinking. I like to drink, but I can handle my shit. But I like to drink, and this asshole, and I can see his face, and I just want to, I never hit anybody. I want to fucking punch this guy. You know what I mean? He's so ignorant. And for some reason, people are giving him credence, like giving weight to his words when he doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, you know? But yet, like, all of a sudden, he has a voice, and he gives sway, and it's like, and then one night, he's extra in my face. Like, he's exacerbated. He's drunk. There's a big fire. There's yelling. There's some other tension. There's something going wrong with the whole village. Like, people are sick. Some people have died. Children have died. And he's like saying, like, I'm a witch doctor. Like, I'm evil.
And so
I'm not evil. I'm not evil.
no.
He was saying I'm evil. I'm not evil.
And so
I
what?
hate being misunderstood.
Oh.
Like, I get that they don't understand me, but it's painful that...
Does anybody stand up for you?
No. Like, that's what disgusts me. Like, I've been there through people through very personal things, and I have given of my deepest heart and my abilities to heal them, to help them, to love them, to selflessly, like, let myself even physically be a bridge to them in a better life, and they're betraying me. They're people I have served with the purest of heart betray me. How could they do that to me? I mean, the shit I have been through, the hands I have held, like, the things I have heard, the fires I have walked through, literally, almost, I think that's what happens. Like, they burn me. They burn me on that big fire, and I die. I would leave that incarnation. Like, he's out of hand, and it's like, then that night starts, it, like, doesn't even... You don't even think it's going to end in that. You don't even think it's going to, like, get so heated and so out of control. It starts out as kind of like it does a million other times, like, oh, you're a weirdo. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, you're, like, whatever. And then, like, a little whatever. And then mumbling and, oh, yeah, and then, but all of a sudden, there's, like, hysteria and they just, all of a sudden, a couple of them just flung into that big fire.
Oh my goodness.
And I die. I die right there. It happens so fast. It even shocks me. Like, I feel like a master of everything. And, like, I see everything coming. Like, I see the underpinnings. And then this happens to me. And I don't see it coming even 2 seconds before it happens. Then boom, I'm gone.
Wow.
And I leave that world.
And what is it like for you as you leave that world?
Pain. Excruciating.
Okay, now whatever has happened has happened. You've left that body.
I'm angry at that guy. He's so out of line.
You're drifting and floating back to the spirit side, and now you're there. And from this perspective, you can look back on that life and know and see everything that was important about it. What were some of the lessons that you learned in this life?
I don't know. It's confusing for me. I can't make sense of it. Like, I don't. I was there, and then I was gone, and I almost, like, don't cross when I don't fully cross, even though I die.
Tell me more about that.
I'm stuck in this fucking place that I now hate. The people that I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. It is like the worst. They couldn't have done me worse, you know? And I'm stuck. I'm dead, but I'm there. I don't know.
You're still in their realm?
I'm dead, but my soul is trapped. The shock of the rapidity and, like, the horror and the I'm stuck.
Okay. And so what do you do next then?
I'm stuck. I'm in the ground. I'm like, my soul, the fire goes out 2 days later, and I feel like I'm the embers and ashes. It's like I'm plastered on the ground, and I can't raise my soul up. Like, I'm trying to ascend, like what you were directing me to do, and I'm not I'm dead physically, but my soul doesn't cross.
Okay. Do you get a sense of why that is?
The trauma and the betrayal and the senseless evil that they're accusing me of evil. What they did was the epitome of evil. Somebody who's only loved and aided and healed them from unimaginable, and they killed me so easily.
Yeah.
I can't fucking deal with it. I'm like, you fucking people did this to me? Me? It kills my soul. I mean, my soul's immortal, but it's like the 10 of swords stabbed. So it's just like I can't, it's too much.
Okay. So then, do you stay there?
I haunt them.
You haunt them. Tell me what that is like.
It's so not like me. And it's not vengeance. It's like it's the only thing I can do. The only thing I can do. I'm stuck. I want to leave. I physically left, but I'm stuck with people I hate in a place I now hate. A place I once loved, I now hate. I'm stuck. Non-physically, like, I want to leave, and I don't know how.
You used to leave so easily.
All the time, everywhere, like, and this is like cemented to this tragedy that I hate. Okay. This unjust tragedy, cruel, so cruel. It was a horrendous death.
So how is it that you haunt them?
I scare the shit out of them. Feelings, like, I can make them feel. I make, sometimes audibly, but it's sensations. Like, if they all start avoiding the fire, where the fire was as kind of a central part of the town. They avoid the central part of town now because they killed me. And because deep down they all know how horrible, wrong it was.
What happens to your home?
It's destroyed. They destroy it. The same morning they kill me, like the morning after they kill me, they destroy my library. It's all lost. Like, it's like it never was there. Like, it's caved in, and instead of like this cute, quirky little adobe-ish house in the side of a hill, it's caved in shambles, charred embers of what was.
So
they destroy it. They destroy my palace, my physical, my soul, my home, destroyed by people I served.
And so do you stay disembodied for what feels like a long time or a short time?
Medium.
And what happens then at the end of that experience?
I'm haunting them, and somebody finally good-hearted releases me. Like, a long time later, maybe 80, I want to say, like, the next generation, somebody born after what happened to me releases me.
Oh, and how does that happen? What is that like for you?
Like, finally receiving a gift that I've been deprived of.
Oh. Are you aware that that's happening at the moment?
Yes, I've been praying to God. I'm like, please, what did I do to you, God, that you did this to me? I don't know, but finally this little girl gets it. Like, I don't know how she gets it, but she just touching the ground, somehow knows I'm there, isn't scared of me, knows I'm not bad.
And what is it like for you as you're released?
It's peaceful. Aww. It's relief. Yes. And I can leave this place, and now I hate it less because of her. But lets me properly cross.
And now that you're properly crossed, describe for me what that is like.
Just re-emerging with non-physical energy.
And now that you're back with non-physical energy, as you look back at that whole entire experience, what did you learn?
I learned to be myself. I learned human nature.
And what would you say was your purpose in that life?
I lived my purpose in that life. My purpose was to be a servant of God, to help people receive messages and healing and guidance discreetly so they could be better themselves.
And all that fun traveling that you did. It's such a special
I get to do that in other lives. That's not the only life I do that in.
Okay, maybe you're a specialist, it sounds like, in reality traveling. All right. And now that you're back in this space, in this oneness, what do you feel like you'll be doing?
I don't know.
Just resting maybe a little bit?
I need to just be left alone.
Right. So that was a big experience to reflect on and rest up from. All right. You're doing so very good. So let's do this.
There's so much more to say, though.
Okay. Do you want to say more?
I don't know. There's a lot to say about a lot.
What's most important for her to know about that experience?
That life?
Yeah.
It's the root of a lot of what's going on with her now.
Okay, and tell me more about that.
Why I need to be hidden. Why outsider. Being mistaken for evil.
And from that life, relating to this current life, what's most important for her to understand about all that?
That she can heal this past life now and this life. It's the same, it's the same. This life, that life, connect deeply.
And so how can she use the knowledge from that life to help her more in this current life?
Not to blame herself for everything that's wrong with this life, because it's so much bigger.
Okay. This life is so much better?
No, bigger.
Bigger.
What's going on in this life goes beyond this life by, leaps and bounds. What's wrong in this life, she takes responsibility for, but it's, carryover from even that life. The pain and betrayal, the shock. There's still shock, the visceral, physical shock of being burned alive and going from normal and standing there and, to all of a sudden burning alive, in a matter of literal seconds is, and then dying. That shock is, rattling to the core.
Right. How has her soul been worked on to repair and heal from that?
Lessons. She's a strong soul. And here to rectify that.
In what ways will she rectify it?
It all comes together. This is the merging of it all. The transfiguration of worlds, personal and everybody, the coming together of parallels and seeing how they interconnect.
And what would help her to understand about that?
Everything is for a reason. Everything is physically still connected to those physical, the physical, the somatic shock has carried forward.
And does that need to be healed today?
Yes.
Okay. And what
Bigly.
Okay. And what are you doing to heal that shock for her?
Waves of peace, waves of love, like so much love, like deserving of so much.
Yes. It's time for her to let that go now. How will she feel differently after the session because of the healing of that seismic shock?
Freed. Released.
And how will that make a difference in her life going forward?
Everything. Every minor, major, in between detail, everything is still after effects, still after shocks of that fire.
So from your perspective then, that life was so ultra amazing because she had that chamber and she could go through dimensions and reality.
She still does. She just doesn't know. She still has that chamber. She does, and she still has it.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't know.
Okay, I want to talk about that in just a sec. But from those experiences like that in that life, that had to be predestined, I would think.
Yes.
Right? And she had her friends.
Serving God. She's serving God.
And what she called the aliens that helped her. Do you want her to know more about them?
Yes, lots more.
Go ahead.
Those are her people. That's where she belongs. They love her. She loves them. She's one of them. She is them. They love her so much. She is brave, the bravest, fiercest, strongest, funniest, silliest, happiest, lovingest, powerfulest of them, and they just love her.
So that shocking seismic death, was that written into her plan as well?
Yes.
And explain that for her very clearly.
You have to understand people from their level of consciousness, that they don't know what they don't know, but that those souls who betrayed her and killed her and denied the unconditional love that she had bestowed upon them so selflessly, that they have learned their souls are all connected. That event connects all these souls together still. Those souls, fought. They feel remorse. They understand so much better now than they did then.
They made that understanding in that life or in the current life?
When they crossed, they were like, oh my God. And it haunts them still. The souls that, not only is she haunted by that, but they are haunted by it in this lifetime. in the right now, here and now, Earth 2022, the same souls are here still unconsciously tormented by what they did to her.
So are any of those souls in her circle?
Yes.
And is it beneficial for her to know that?
Yes.
Who they are?
You wouldn't believe who they are. She would not believe. It's so big. It's a big picture and a big story, big moving parts, big arcs. It's so strange how we're all tied together, and it's more than that. We're tied so strange. We're so strange. There's a unique agreement between these souls, 5 souls. It's unique. It's special circumstances.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that it's not normal perimeters for most souls. It's not normal. This is a separate game. This is a separate game on another level. This is epic, and it's playing out, still going to play out in mind-blowing ways. In good ways, though, in rectifying ways, in that will liberate all the, wow, oh my God, I can't, it's going to, it's transcendental for, like, not even just the souls involved, but the collective.
Explain that for us, please.
This is the spearhead of all spearheads. This is the living fable, every man. The mythology, our collective mythology is connected to this very personal story.
And explain that, please.
It touches everybody. We all have she is multidimensional in a way that bridges understanding even of those who have understanding of this. This is a case study studied by those outside of it all.
Oh my goodness. Tell us about those that are studying it outside of us.
The Council of Elders, the Council.
The Council of Elders?
I don't even know how to name them, but big overseers.
Okay.
Are a special, like, this is an asterisk, weird exception.
Okay.
And everybody knows about it. Somewhere on the high levels, this is like everybody knows this.
What is it that they know on those high levels?
Like they're watching an epic novel play out. They're watching the development of this story, of this soul collective. They're watching this evolution in subtle and not so subtle ways influence a larger evolution.
And what is it they're hoping to learn from this study?
Not so much learn, but it's like fascinating. It's the leading edge. It's pushing the envelope of consciousness. it's exploring the unexplored and trying experimental techniques at our evolution, things that are stepping outside of most souls' normal situations.
Okay. And how does she do that specifically?
She can't help it. It's nature. It's second, first, intrinsic. It is who she is. This is her job. This is her main job in reality. Wink. Her job is to manage new frontiers.
And how does she do that?
By being, by doing the chamber things and what comes naturally.
And you said that she does the chamber thing still in this current life?
She doesn't, but she can. She just doesn't know how to. But we want to help her begin again in this life with the chamber and the exploration and the shape-shifting and the touching others, positively healing others. Through her adventurous consciousness, she heals others, and that's what she loves doing, and we want her to keep doing. And she does a lot as best she can with no quote-unquote chamber. She touches a lot of people now here, but she has the capacity to do a lot more.
Okay. And so what do you want her to know about that so she can use that?
We want to open the passageway now. It's like reveal it to her. It wasn't now is the time today. Now we're going to teach her.
Okay. And
Again, she knows, but time to learn.
okay. And walk her through that process, please.
We will walk her through that process by this will awakening what she already knows how to do. Like, we want to touch that part of her mind to remind her it was not time to reveal it. Now is time. So it's there. It's like turning on the light switch.
Nice. And what will she notice differently because of that?
Everything will be different, and she'll see the underpinnings of everything in the same way. That is her. That soul is her soul, and that person in that life is the quintessence of who she is now. That him is her, is him is her. Like, she is that same. There's differences, obviously, female, time, things like that. But that is who she is. That very person is who she is.
That essence.
Yeah, that soul is her soul still now. This is very same individual.
And now is the time for her to have access to that ability again?
Yeah, that ability, and just what she readily, easily, consciously knew in that lifetime that maybe hasn't been around in a few lifetimes since then. Partly because of the trauma and shock and this other things going on Earth. Wasn't supposed to remember, but now it's time to be that person again with the chamber and the healing and the charm. And then this time, like, no one will think you're evil. No one thinks you're evil. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and explain that to her, please.
This time, when you let that part of you become known again, when you remember who you are, you don't don't have to be afraid that that will happen to you again. It's not, you're not going to be thrown under the fire and melted to the ground in some painful limbo for 80 years again. You're going to be okay. In fact, you're going to be glorious at it, and people will recognize it for what it is, like this incredible phenomenon, this phenomenal gift will be access the phenomenal gift without fear.
So again, are there steps that you want her to know about to?
It will just come about. It's not. This is the beginning of it, but it will naturally unfurl because it just is. It is who she is. She is that person. He got it. He was masterful at it, and she is too, and she hasn't lost that. It's just the trauma of that life kept it obscured, you know?
It's just an amazing life. Why was it important to show her that life this time?
Because it's who she is, and because that horrible physical trauma shut it all down. It was like such a shock. It's like you lost who you were. It was so sudden and so violent and so egregious, so treacherous, and so above her, the soul level, we shut it. It was kind of shocked out and shut down again. What was going on Earth in the interim? It wasn't right. But also personally with her, like she hints of this, because there hints at this, but has no idea the magnitude of it. But like the trauma was the wall, but like we're releasing that trauma today, that still the visceral trauma of that carried in her somatic, her cells. Even this is a different body and a different sex and a different name, but her cells carry that shock.
Were you aware that she would carry that shock the way that she has?
Yes.
Is that part of what they're watching, or?
Yes, and it's been lifetimes. It's lifetimes of this. It's transcended. There's not a normal in and out, as with most souls between lives. There's a cohesiveness to her lifetimes that is that's the asterisk. This is not normal.
Okay.
There's so much to tell you. It is a detailed picture.
Yeah, well, we would love to hear all that you have to say.
Her last lifetime was so tied in with this all too, and it manifested in different ways than it does in this lifetime. But everything that happened to her in her last lifetime is again the echoes of that lifetime.
And are you speaking of the lifetime you showed her?
Yes.
Okay. So
everything echoes off that. That lifetime was a very significant lifetime, and ensuing events and realities, experiences, incarnations have been reverberations of that experience. Humanity's folly, humanity's beauty and folly, in such everything that's right and wrong with 3D Earth in a thumbnail sketch, like in a snapshot. It's all coming together now, though. This is what's happening now. Is very, very pertinent to current events.
In what way?
In multiple ways, but especially personally as it pertains to her here now. It's like the fog is finally casting off, and we are so proud of her because it's the work she's done that has helped resolve something that is transcended lifetimes. She's done a lot, actually. It looks like she's done nothing, but she's done a lot. To the untrained eye, but she has like resolved broken timelines. She's taught so many souls so many lessons through the sacrifices she made with that lifetime. If she only knew the way that as horrendous and gut-wrenching and long-lasting the reverberations of that experience have been, it has served a greater purpose. It is as painful as it still is subconsciously. So many of the themes of that life are very active in this life. And the release from those lifetimes of that pattern, we're finally at a place where something that's been not stuck, but something that's been a big project is coming to fruition finally.
Oh, tell us about that.
Well, this evolution, this cosmic dance of the shifting is about humanity, the inner transformation of humanity. And many of us, but that her lifetime that serves for a leap in growth over the span of several lifetimes. There has been tremendous growth that we are realizing now because of work in the dark.
Wow. All right. And
she is like I'm having a hard time with words, English words.
You're doing a very, very good job.
Forerunner, like the leading edge.
Okay.
Brave enough to be leaping into the fire, unwittingly and wittingly leaping into the fire for fun and for advancement.
Understood. That's a role that not a lot of souls probably volunteer for.
She volunteered.
Yes. Okay. What was the time frame of that life you showed her? I'm curious.
1592
and
to 1592 to 1623.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. And where was that area that she?
North America.
North America.
North Wisconsin.
Oh, interesting.
No. There's more there than is acknowledged. There is more history that than is recorded, or almost nobody knows this civilization, but it was very much there and very real. And there's little echoes of it, but it's so subtle. Nobody today, with their head up their ass and their phones, it could even smack them in the face and they don't see it. But there was something there. And many of our souls were involved in it, but it is hidden from
it's hidden. It's like the hidden chamber. It's hidden. That's just it's not Canada. And there's lakes. I can see lakes. A lot of lakes.
Was it in the same reality that we're in now?
Yes.
Okay. She said that it looked almost Dutch, like in the clothing.
Kind of, yeah, kind of its own thing, but it was like people were using, but it was sophisticated yet simple at the same time. But like the shoes were wood, or the clothes were woven fibers, but it was so creative and ingenious, but rustic. It was sophisticated but rustic, if that makes sense. It was like it's like a little. Another little, there's a civilization there that is it's not academically acknowledged or even known. It's not even tried to be written out because it was forgotten a long time ago, you know?
Yeah. Were there other places like that? I would imagine so.
Yes, there are a lot.
And that powder that she used, that was medicinal, but also a little hallucinogenic, it sounded like. Is there anything more about that would be important to share?
Not too much. It was just kind of an aid because you can get there without the hallucinogen, and it's kind of like bells and whistles to kind of get your mind to go to that. You can do it with your naked consciousness, but, it was more fun than to kind of have a little wee, as you do, But it kind of helped you to let go of the physicality of... But that gift of seeing underneath the underpinnings, you don't need a hallucinogen. She could do that. She does that now and doesn't know it.
What would be your definition of the underpinnings of reality?
The non-physical that underlies all physical. And the profound consciousness that underlines even the most innocuous bit of dust. It would blow everybody's minds. The presence of benevolent sentience in everything.
Wow. And you said that she's doing this even now?
Yes.
What might surprise her about that?
I don't think it would really surprise her, actually, because if she'd be like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, my God. Yeah. What? Like, it's kind of like, oh, my God, I didn't know to put those words to it or something.
Okay. Perfect. That makes sense. Well, as you know, she has this wonderful list of questions.
Yes.
I know that you also have this information you want her to have. So how should we proceed? Do you want me to go ahead?
Questions.
Okay. Very good. Would it be appropriate to ask for a scan of her physical body?
Yes.
So please scan her body. We want full and complete healing for her today.
Yes.
Tell me where you are focusing on for healing and repair.
Her heart.
Okay, and what do you see going on with her heart?
Not physiological heart.
Okay.
Energy healing, energy heart.
Okay, perfect. Tell me all that you can about that.
The echoes, the energetic shock can be released finally from that stunning it's like her body can now release the physical shock of being thrown onto the fire, but it ties into heart. It's a cellular thing, but it ultimately is rooted in the heart chakra. Because it devastated her, like, people that she loved devastated her beyond, like, lifetimes, like, and that was like a heart hurt.
Right. And so what is being done to heal that heart hurt for her?
Just energy, like, sending, like, swirls of really powerful energy in the heart chakra right now. Like, palpable, she can feel it in her chest, like, Heart, just let me send energy.
Yeah. Tell me when you're done.
It will keep happening for days. This is like a big deal. It's a big job. It's like more than just even her own higher self, which is me talking to you. But there's, again, this is not a typical case. This is not, I don't even know how to tell you the, I don't want to say exceptionally, but exceptional nature in multiple. This is not a normal situation. This is not, oh gosh, the energies, I can intensify it, and I'm going to, because, and she's kind of scared to receive it, but it's okay. She needs to know it's okay.
And how will she be different from this healing that you're giving her, energy heart?
Her entire life will change in good ways, like in ways that are pleasing to her and to everybody who loves her.
Oh, and how will they change?
Transformation of the most profound transformation and role. There's a role, yet a role to play. A role. She's not going to like this part, because this is subconsciously, she's always known and feared this. She doesn't want to take center stage, but she's gonna. And she's deep down always known this and always been like, no. Like, it's like people who claim they're famous but seek out fame. This is somebody who couldn't want fame less, but serves the whole by being famous.
Okay.
She does not want to be, she cannot less want to be a known person, but this is the job that she knows is coming. She's dreading, but she shouldn't dread it. It's going to be fucking fantastic. It's going to be, it is going to be so, we are so excited for what is going to be happening. And it's like a lot. It touches everybody. It touches everybody beyond Earth, beyond the Milky Way. Not grandiose, but it touches, we all touch everybody, but this, it is a big job she volunteered for.
Okay. And how can she help support herself through this?
It's just going to happen, and it's just going to happen. It can't, it's, the wheels are in motion, and it's happening. It's been happening, and everything that's happened in her life is all it's all connected to this, to what has happened and what is going to happen. And it's going to be big, and it's a revolution.
So you're giving kind of broad strokes to what this will be like. Can you give her some more specific understanding of where she's headed, of what it's going to be like for her?
She will be supported by us, by everything along the way. I don't know where to start.
How is it that she'll be publicly known? And if I'm asking things that aren't in her highest and best good, I totally understand.
It is for her highest good, but it's different questions. It's not your good, but just trying to, it is embodiment. It is embodiment of shifting. It is embodiment of what it means to be, what it means to be human, and what it can mean to be human it is showing it. She is the physical embodiment to show everyone what is possible, what we all can do. That she will change to help everybody know their own empowerment.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. Understood. Thank you for that. Where else in the body are you focusing on for healing and repair?
The hip situation, the hip and knee, the leg.
What she calls that her wonky hip and leg.
She's so silly. Yes.
So her left leg and hip, she says she feels a radiating pain from the hip down to the toes or the feet.
Yeah.
And what...
Stretch.
What is the reason behind that discomfort within her body? The root reason?
Afraid of what is about to happen. Like, the bigness is just subconscious. I don't know, like dragging her feet, trying to put the handbrake on when there's no brake on this ride, baby. It's like that. It's like, oh my God.
I think I just heard it pop.
It is, yeah. It is showtime, and it is what it is. Sorry, but yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be okay though.
So what are you doing to give her healing there so that she doesn't have the discomfort?
It's getting better now, but it will continue to get better. It's been a chronic thing for a long time, and even kind of longer than she realized. And we release her from this. She's carried a lot of burdens for a lot of people for a long time, and we can release her from that, which is, we're so excited, like, to release her from this. It's so, we're happy, like, it's so going to be so cool. It's so exciting to see.
And so what does she need to do to support that going forward?
Follow our directives. She knows. The path will light up. The path lights up.
Oh, she mentions that at critical times in our life, literally things light up to show her this is the way.
The path lights up.
Okay. I think we would all love to have that.
Everybody does. That's the thing that humans have been lied to for so long, okay, that they can't even wrap their minds around their magnificence. We're all humans, all creatures of this amazing Gaia. Oh, gosh, Gaia, I love her so much. Gaia and her tribe, her human tribe and animal tribe. And there's so much more to who you are. And the integration of the physical human with that greater beingness we all will experience in this lifetime. This is like the party of the century. This is the party. This is like gonna be a big party for. It is a level up across dimensions.
Perfect. We're ready for it.
It's not just her, but she plays a role. But many souls play a role. But this is key, though.
Okay, so that hip, leg, and foot issue has been
dreading the future that under the currents she has always known was coming. And I think it even ties in with the fear of being thrown onto the fire because you're evil.
Right.
In this lifetime now, her parents thought she was satanic. It was like history repeating, and then like it devastated her that heart space all over again.
What was that about the satanic?
It, like, parents in this life thought she was satanic, and it, like,
They
broke
thought
her,
she was?
it broke her heart, because she's so not, and it's the same. It's like the history repeating itself, and it was like, the most painful thing they could do was to think that she was evil, and it was like the same shit. Are you fucking kidding me? This again? Like,
Right. How did that get voiced to her? She didn't mention that to me earlier.
her mom said, "Oh, a dead dog was found west of Boulder in the mountains, painted green and sacrificed. That was you and your friends, wasn't it?"
Oh, no.
And the dad, misunderstanding her music for things that it wasn't, like his ignorance, projecting, like thinking the music was satanic when it was just not at all.
Right. Oh, and that had to hurt, and that would recall memories from the other life.
Somatic, and that's even when like there's like a visceral, that same, all, it's like the basic grid of this, of the soul template, like that, it was like down to that, to the most fundamental what you or I or anybody is. It was like a deeper, it was I don't know, it was profound.
Okay. Oh,
And so and then so many times, like, being misunderstood, and being, when like the most benevolent heart you could meet, but so many times being misunderstood is like, it's like that heart feels like being slashed, like, you know, somebody to be so loving, and then people to think it's the opposite.
Right.
It was the same lifetime again, and then like that fear comes up. It's like, oh, last time this happened, it didn't go too.
Right. But now she doesn't have to worry about that.
This time is different. This time is different for everybody. This is a corrective lifetime for humanity, beyond her, beyond you, but including you, including her, including everybody, but beyond just all this, a lot of things come to resolution, and this is such a difficult time on earth right now for everybody. But we're here to tell you that this is, although a difficult, messy, confusing, alienating, exasperating process, this is the penultimate. We are just touching the edges of something that will blow all your all's minds.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
You can do more than touch the edges. You've got a rapt audience. We're ready.
But I mean, what is on the horizon for humanity, we're not sure how it's going to play out, but we know it's going to be so good, and we're beside ourselves excited with the evolution taking place on planet Earth right now.
Nice. Now, I've heard many times where they say they can't tell us exactly what's going to happen because we're kind of creating it as we go.
Yes, that's true, but at the same time, it is God's divine orchestration. It is there's a lot that has been building into, beyond anything to do with her. There's there's galactic moving parts beyond the zoom out from galactic moving parts to, it's profound. It's unfathomable what we're all doing here and now. It's corrective. This is ultimately, when we're all on the other side of this laughing our asses off, it's a resolution of a lot of turmoil for a lot of souls.
Okay. Wow, that's a pretty exciting time to be in.
Yeah, this is, you on a universal scale, this is practically unprecedented. What you will physically experience, all of us, what people are going to experience who can hang on for this ride, we don't know what's going to happen, but we know it's going to be good. But it's like, yeah, because it's happening as we go. But there is potentials, the field of potentials, right? The field of potentials.
Right.
Some of the potentials, we can't even measure, and they seem to be pretty good.
Okay. This is the Earth question I have to ask. Do you have a time frame that you see this potential?
You Earthlings and your time. There's no time.
You're right.
Just kidding. But it's going to happen in your lifetimes. You cannot. Something is in the works, which is going to blow everything open.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll be ready.
You are ready. You all are ready now. You just don't. And it's just still that. She's afraid we're not really going to heal her leg, but we're going to heal her leg.
Okay. Her desire was to be able to kind of hop and move on it better when she left here. That's
it's cramping right now, but it's just because things are changing that have been owie for a long time.
Okay. We want her to have as
she's okay.
Little discomfort as
she's okay.
And we're grateful for all the healing you're giving her. That's a big deal.
You're very welcome.
Her.
She deserves it. She deserves a lot, and she's a good sport.
Yeah, bless her heart. We want her body to move with ease.
Yes, that's a good affirmation for her. My body moves with grace and ease.
Nice. Okay.
My body moves with grace and ease. It's easy. It's easy. This comes to me easily. I change my body easily. I love my body. I can shape my body. You can shape your body. You all have the fountain of youth at your fingertips. You all have the fountain of health at your fingertips. You all are we love you all so much. We love you all like our dearest. You're so precious to us. All of you, we look at your planet and all of you souls here. You all feel so unworthy and so underappreciated and so in love. You're all so hard on yourselves. You're all so lonely. You're all so confused. But we see you in your magnificence even as you are, and you don't even realize the underpinnings of who you are that we see. We see you as you are in your 3D way, which we see as beautiful even when you don't. But we see you as the multidimensional human beings that you really are, beyond human. You are all so precious to us. You're all so blessed and gifted. And when you grow when you acknowledge your giftedness. We want you to see yourselves the way we see you. And nobody really on earth is seeing themselves the way we see you.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that. That will help her, and I think many. That's a beautiful affirmation. Now, can I ask, because besides her wonky hip, leg, and foot, which has been holding her back, she does ask you to help her to release the underlying issues, emotional, spiritual, physiological, psychological, connected with
it's all that lifetime. Almost everything in this life, the genius, the outsider, the misunderstood, the weight, the isolation, the silliness. This is part two. I want to say part deux of that lifetime. That lifetime ended in horrific tragedy. There's some intermissioning things happening for a while, but now this is the second act, and it's like Brave New World. It's
So the excess weight that she wants to let go of?
this remembering this lifetime is going to help her. Like, this transcends the conscious mind and even what you're accessing me now, but the consciousness of ourselves. Our cells all have divine, every cell has divine consciousness, and this is something that even as a fetus developing, her cells held the reverberations of this lifetime we told you about. And on a cellular level today, this releasing it all, it is like defensive, it is like protection, it is like that same visceral fear, the horror, the shock, it is, she will be healed and she'll let it go. It's the cells can let it go because that lifetime is resolved now.
Okay. And so the chronic muscle tension and pain in her shoulder and arms, is that all that exactly?
Yep. It's so much of what's going on with her physically. And she's done an excellent job of healing herself. She's remarkably healed herself and but doesn't really give herself credit. What she has done, that she, despite everything, that she is so healthy, is a testament to the power of her will and her spirit and her mind, her grit, determination, and sheer grit from the depth of who she is. Like, she willed herself. She is so healthy, actually. Mm-hmm. It's funny. Like, it's so funny. Just like that lifetime, like, more than meets the eye. Like, she, despite things that would have killed other people or made other people really sick, she stayed healthy despite it all.
She's had doctors that don't believe that her
whole
blood
life
work is good. And
her whole life. She needs to kind of give more TLC to her body. She needs to kind of love her, like, not that she doesn't love herself, but she needs to, like, I want to say dote, that's not quite the right word, but she needs to kind of, like, give space for her physical self to, like, to give her physical, I don't know, like peace and sanctuary.
Okay. And when she does that, what will she notice?
Her whole body will change. Mm-hmm. Will help. It's already happening. It's been happening, but today removes blocks. The reverberations were the shock was so powerful that it's like her cells still carry that. Like, the soul manifests even through the physical matter, the soul shock of that lifetime. And we're telling the cells, and the soul, that it's okay to release, that not to be afraid of that happening. That's never, ever going to happen to you again, and you don't have to be afraid of that anymore. So you can let down the guard.
Is the man who threw her into the fire part of her current life?
No.
Okay. Is there more you want her to know about that?
Not really. It's not too important.
Okay. And she would like to know, how is her thyroid doing?
Really good.
Good. How is her pineal gland?
We can even pretty good, and we can do more. We can zip. We can blow the remaining shell away with easy.
The decalcifying?
Yeah, it's basically decalcified.
Okay. And what will she notice differently because of that?
Just she'll begin experiencing more. Just allow yourself to be open to experiencing more of that portal. The pineal gland is a portal. There's a stargate in each of your heads, and you all don't realize that's the chamber. That is the do you see that's the metaphor? You all have that secret chamber in your palace. And you can go, and there's no limits to where you can go, realities, experiences. You all have that chamber, and it's time humanity remembers their chamber.
Oh, I love it. And the reason why we haven't understood that we have that chamber?
The controllers.
Yeah. That
if you knew how much they do to suppress what is naturally human. You all are so beating up on yourselves. If you only knew, like, how much shit they shovel on your heads, and you still poke your heads out, and they shovel more shit on your heads, and you still poke your heads out. It is resilience. It is powerful. Meanwhile, you're all beating yourselves up and committing suicide when you are like everybody, like right now, like Earth, man. I mean, you Earthlings, and instead of being like, yeah, Earth, you're like, oh, I'm Earth. Like,
why am I here? Why did I pick this?
This thing sucks. Oh, I should go to fast for 4 days. It's like, eat the fucking food. You're here for fun. You're here. This lifetime is a reward. You just have to see it as that. Everybody feels burdened and unworthy, and like they are unworthy of God's love when they're like the beautiful shining example of God's children. Like, everybody's loved unconditionally, but you guys are so cool. You guys are so awesome. And your music, oh my God, your music. And you guys are, and it's like, oh my God, like you guys don't see what blessed beings you are. Inherently, you're inherently sacred. And that has been hidden from you. And that is her job to touch. You all have it, but it's just the little nudge. Oh, yeah, you guys. And that's what she did when she would go in that lifetime, when she'd go to other realities and she'd meet other people, and she would nudge them in the direction of their sacred divinity when they got off that trail. But this time it's happening on a humongous scale.
Okay. That's part of her work.
Yes.
Okay. Before I go to her general questions, is there anything else in her body that needs healing?
Just little things, but just the state of allowing that she actually achieves most of the time. Like, the energy comes through. Like, she's actually pretty good. Like, there's little things, but it's nothing, she's pretty healthy, and she's fine.
Okay. Okay. Well, she's going to ask some really interesting questions here. We've touched base, I think, on them, but I really would love a deep dive, more that she doesn't know about, if possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question she asks is, who am I?
I think we answered that a little bit. You're a servant of God, and you know this to one degree or another, but you are the A-team. She once had a OBE. She's had thousands of OBEs, deliberate and undeliberate, on her part too. She's had OBEs where she was lucid. We tested her, and she passed with the most flying colors that you could imagine, where she had an assignment but didn't consciously know it. And she had an OBE where she's lucid, and she did it. She figured out easily what we thought it would be hard, and she made it look easy. She figured out who and what she was supposed to do, like who she was supposed to go to and what she was supposed to say and how and she did it. And it wasn't like it was consciously directed by her, but she did exactly what she was supposed to do.
What would she remember that as?
She remembers it perfectly. It's like, she had an OBE where she was, and it was a spontaneous OBE. She didn't induce it. She stopped inducing OBEs. The only OBEs she has are spontaneous now, but we spontaneously set her. And it's, again, this is unusual circumstance. And she remembers it very clearly. We wanted her to remember, and she does remember. And if we put her on a hill outside of a city with nothing, no directions, nothing. And she looked around for a couple of minutes and walked down to the city, walked through the streets, turned on the right streets, went down the right number of houses, knocked on the right door, said the right words, was led in to the home, and went to where she was gravely needed and said and did exactly as the most benevolent Creator would want her to do, and she redirected a life from something which would have resulted in tremendous tragedy and never came about, because it's tremendous. She did a tremendous job, and she knows she did a good job, but she doesn't even know that was a extra special circumstance, and everybody knew she would do good, but nobody expected her to do like what she did, and she just knew what to do, and that was kind of like a test run for what's about to happen.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Well, then she does ask, what is her purpose?
Her purpose, we talked about it like ad infinitum in this.
Okay. And
you'll see, like, it will just happen. It will all happen for her, but for all of you, it's you guys have to have more faith in yourselves, because like every single person that hears this message, please feel the faith of God dwelling within you, because you are so good, and so the only part that's missing is your own belief in yourself. Like, you humans are riddled with this ridiculous self-doubt, and we're really tired of seeing it. We get why it's there, but it's like, and then we keep telling you, let go. But ultimately, like, the vast majority of you still are yoked by this massive self-doubt that holds you back. And as soon as that yoke is lifted, you guys are going to, like, soar.
Nice. Oh, that's so, so wonderful. Thank you for that. All right. In this life, her circumstances have been that she's been supported financially.
It's her doing. It's her. She didn't necessarily whatever, but she orchestrated this. She shouldn't feel guilty. She's not lazy or like squandering her life. Everything's good. Like, you enjoy your life.
Okay, very good. And she asks, what can we do to help her more fully allow access and embody her multidimensional self in her Akkad?
That's what we're doing with releasing the trauma, and trauma even puts it mildly, but releasing the visceral shock of that life. She's so good at, she hears us talk to her. She didn't tell you other things that she's done that are remarkable. It's all there. We're relieving her of the pain of that lifetime, and that alone will allow all those things to just. You don't have to do anything. It just is who you are.
Well, it couldn't get much more ease and flow than that, it sounds like.
All of you people, all you have to do is allow who you are. You let your limited view of yourselves, which is based on falsehood, that's what holds everybody back, not just her. You've been brainwashed by assholes, and we're casting that off.
Why is that? What was the whole purpose of that?
It's just a stupid game Source decided to play in a nutshell. I mean, it's like, the story we all know. Parasites coming to this planet, and then it's just a clusterfuck. It's a mess that we've benevolence has tried to intervene, and then unforeseen things, and just Earth is a quirky place. The Earth is, in a way, and she embodies this. Earth, she is so uniquely herself, but she's every man. Earth is uniquely itself, but it is like the tale of Adam or Finn, like Finnegan, like the Irish folklore Finn McCool. How do I put this in words? This is a living fairy tale where the hero, which is all of you, the hero realizes their greatness and transcends their limitations.
Oh, I love that.
It's like an epic. You're living the epic, you guys, while you're moping about it, which is so.
Some are aware and many are not.
Even those who are aware, they're so cute and beautiful, and we adore them. But it's like you guys don't even know how awesome it is,
right? Sounds like we're getting closer, though, to understanding that.
Very close. You guys, oh my God. It's close in the chain of event, and it's going to be a crazy ride, but it's worth it. It's worth the ride that is coming.
Perfect. She asks, can you help her let go of what no longer serves her?
She is. That's again the same. The whole theme of today is the release. That she is. That is her. That was her inner, like the same energy that is her here before you was that dude we told you about.
Right.
The same charisma, the same, just slightly different, a few little superficial differences, but that is her. And in releasing, I can even feel it now, and releasing the pain and trauma of that lifetime, and is what will release what no longer serves her, which is that she's solved a lot of the lessons of this lifetime, and that's what what she hasn't quite yet will naturally unfurl with this releasing of the visceral, the somatic response to the betrayal and the painful, horrific death of being burnt alive, which is a painful death. There's a somatic soul memory that we're releasing that no longer serves her anymore, that we release today.
So I'm just curious, usually when a soul releases from a lifetime, they go back to the spirit side or rest for a while. Why was it that her soul was cemented in? And
it was just like when souls don't cross. There's other cases that are different circumstances, but essentially the marrow of it is the same, that soul has something happen to it in this physical 3D earth that is horrific to the level that it's like such a shock to the system that they stay here. There's stuck souls, or many have been released, and especially as the vibration of Gaia is raising, many souls have been released even recently that have been trapped here for millennia. And so as we all going through this process, it is a liberation on a greater scale.
Beautiful. She wonders, should she be writing and publishing?
No, it's okay.
Okay. But interesting that she did write in the lifetime that you showed her.
Yeah, well, she's a writer. It's easy. It's easy for her.
And she would like to know, can you help her to be more open to allowing all of her gifts, her healing hands?
That's what, like, samesies.
Okay. Okay, about those healing hands, she does ask about...
That's what she did in that lifetime. She could redirect because I can look at you and see the underpinnings of your physical apparatus, the energetic underpinnings of your physical apparatus, with touching you in a few little key places, not different than acupuncture, but soul healing that's beyond like the body's energy meridians, but when you see the underpinnings, you can see where if you just give them a little zhuzh here and a little nudge there, and then it's like it's healing.
Wow. Okay. So what about when she shattered the big amethyst?
That was her.
Okay.
We were
She
trying
felt
to-
the energy coming down her arm.
It's her. That's that same. It's her. It's nobody. It's nothing outside of her. It is like the extraordinary power that we all have within us. There is great energy that we have access to. We don't. You have to open your minds to what you are before it can flow through to you, but you're also closed-minded about it.
So what was that to show her and her friend that she was with when she held that amethyst or put her hand on it?
It was just to blow her mind. I think it was that there is reality beyond this reality.
Right.
And then something unexplainable happens, that you feel energy go down your arm through your palm, and something that seems very solid and unable to be altered can be completely altered with just a little bit of energy.
And it would be something that her friend will never, ever, ever, ever forget.
He thought she was a witch again.
Right.
Right?
It goes right away to that thought,
Yeah.
right? Oh, my goodness.
But that guy would have thought it was cool, but to be a witch. But yeah, not in an evil way, but just like, ooh.
Okay. So she has this gift of picking up scents. She says, what do her good vortex scents?
It's her. It's her and the vibes. And again, that the quantum underpinnings, this is the recurring theme, right? Everything's very interconnected, but that the non-locality, like you can smell someone or someone can smell you, and you can be nowhere near each other, but because it's a way to demonstrate the fluidity and malleability of reality. But it's also a confirmation, and with the good vortex sense, it's a positive feedback loop, because when you inhale those scents, it inspires the vibration as well.
You know, that makes me think back to a couple that I gave sessions to that, while each of them were in their sessions, the scent of roses was in the room. They couldn't smell it, but I sure could. So what is that similar to what you're discussing?
Yes, you are experiencing your own soul. It's the high vibrations. Something of that. Those people touch something in your own soul's memory. It awakened. It's you, like when it's you were smelling your own, but it was inspired by them. But you were it's like the beauty of your soul, Suzanne.
Oh. Well, very interesting. Thank you for that information. She does ask about the 2019 picture of her and who or what was the golden orb in the picture.
Her spirit guide that she calls Mr. Mojo.
Oh. And why did Mr. Mojo decide to show up in that photo?
Just because he loves her, and he was just making himself be seen, because she knows he's real, and he's given her so much real, and she knows, like, she has no doubt. Once in a while she's like, am I crazy? But it was Mr. Mojo giving her a physical souvenir.
Aw, that's so beautiful. Does Mr. Mojo have a message that he would like to get through to her?
He talks to her all the time. He doesn't shut up.
Okay. All right.
He cracks jokes.
She would like to know exactly what is going on with the shift.
I just told you guys.
Is there any more you can share
But
with
it's
her?
the same. No, the shift is happening. There's going to be some chaos in the next, you earthlings in your time. There's going to be some election nuttiness. There's going to be some reveals that you all are not going to like. And it will create some tsunamis of reactions. And you guys, but it will be okay. This is what has to happen.
What is it about the reveals that we won't like?
It's ugly. It's dark. It's what's been the same people who kept you from knowing your magnificence are up to not good stuff. And when more people, it's too much for some people to know what some of the things that go on this earth are horrific, even beyond what she experienced in that lifetime, which was horrific. But there's things that go on here that don't anymore, but that did go on here for way too long. It's hard to sit with.
So those things have ended?
Yes, they have ended. Yes, they're not. Those people are on their almost all the way out. Those days are over.
Oh, can you just share more with us about that? We really would like to have some reassurance on that.
It's what we want you to do is when you sit in your quiet time, we want you to feel into your heart chakra, and we want you to feel the vibration of the universe and God, the tremendous peace and sanctuary. We want you to sit in that knowingness and focus, and for once have some faith that peace and love you feel in your heart as you sit in it, if you only knew the vibrations you would send out, if you all would do this a little bit more and let it just be that, just I am going to sit and focus my mind and my breathing on my heart space. We sit as a human family and feel into our heart spaces and feel one another connected in our heart spaces. If you all would just, the shift would already happen. If you all were to do that just even a little bit more and do that. It's so easy. You guys make it harder than it is. But if you were all to sit in that peace, turn off the TV, sit in that peace, it would come about as fast as you all want it to come about. But it takes, you all are looking at the chaos and the ugliness of what was and what is no more, but you're hung up in it, understandably, but instead of focusing on the ugliness of the suppressors, oppressors, focus on what you know to be true, the peace and love and unconditional beingness that resides in your heart space. Focus there more, everybody.
Beautiful direction. Thank you so much for that.
As you collectively do that more, even as many people do this more now than it does more. If you all knew how much it would do, you would spend more time doing it, and it would already be over, man. In a good way, like you'd be at the party already.
Okay. From your perspective, for those that do practice such things, how does it look or feel or is to you?
We just feel it makes us want to rejoice. We see you all are so good-hearted, and it's all just happening. We see you for the magnificent beings you are. We want you to see. So many of you are caught up on ego versus not having an ego. There's more denial of the self through your humility. You are not serving humanity through your humility. Many of you, not all of you, many of you pat yourselves on your back for your humility and your self-denial. We want you to own your magnificence. We want you to step into who you really are. You are not humble souls. You are fragments of the most magnificent creator. Step into who you are and no longer deny that aspect of yourself. You have been sold a false bill of goods, and your humility only plays into their hands when you do that. You are magnificent. Step up, humans.
Well, that's a pep talk if I've never heard one before. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. We love you all so much. We love you all so much. We bombard your planet all the time with love, and you guys don't receive it because you are not a vibrational match. Your humility, your lack of self-love, your have no expectations, your things that are sold as spiritual discipline keep you from your spiritual expression.
Wow. I love that. That makes sense. It's kind of like relearning about saying the first thing that comes to mind because that's the direct connect to you.
We are you. You are us. We love us. We love you. We want you to love you as we love you. We are speaking to all of humanity. You all sit in this dark corner by your own choosing. Some of you don't know any better, but some of you are afraid to step into something bigger. But you are letting it all go now. It's okay because we're all moving beyond this in this lifetime.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. She does wonder, why does she procrastinate?
It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't even matter. All the things you all worry about are so little. It's silly. Who cares? Fuck paperwork. Fuck governments. Like, fuck it. Like, you all are so. It's like getting hung up on the minutia of the minutia when you should be. You have this. The Dante quote, there are heavens above you. There is heaven and its marvelousness above you, but you're all looking on the ground. You're focused on the ground. You're focused on little things and missing the wondrousness surrounding you.
Perfect. She would like to know, who are the significant souls in her journey around her now?
They know. You feel it. You feel the people. You feel all of you. Again, not speaking to everybody. You feel. Trust those clicks. Feel with your heart. Feel with your chakras. Feel with your soul's knowing. When somebody, like, get out of your head about people and into your heart. Stop thinking about people. Feel about people. There is only truth. There's only truth.
She says sometimes people feel a force field around
It's
her.
the same. It's all this. It's this energy. It's this. She has a high vibration. She's been able to translate a high vibration. She channels us a lot of the time. She knows that even more than she realizes that vibration is when somebody vibrates high, you feel it. Everybody feels it. Some people don't know that's what they feel, but when somebody is in high vibrations, a newborn, a neonate is so high. Why babies command the room because of their high vibration. It's not just because they're a cute little baby. They're so fresh from our beloved Creator. And that vibration is exquisite, and even somebody very misaligned with that still feels and responds to that exquisite vibration.
Absolutely. She would like you to help her better remember her dreams.
That will all happen. It's what she doesn't remember is strategic. There's a lot going on. This is like we said, it's complicated, and so it's to do with that. I mean, the times she doesn't remember is because it's not meant to be consciously remembered. There's other shit she's working on too. Like she does other, there's more going on.
More than meets the eye.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And she remembers a lot, and it's ultimately us, we, me, her, us, we, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's the soul's decision. When a message is or isn't remembered, there's a purpose. There's a method in the madness.
Perfect. Is there anything that you haven't shared yet that you want her to know more of?
Oh, that's a broad question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not right now. This is not this. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay. How often would you recommend that she listens to her recording to get the most benefit?
She'll remember most of it, and the vibration is coming through as motorcycles vibration.
Yes.
It's good. It's perfect. But her right now, her whole physical being is vibrating. Everybody is, but she can feel the effervescent energy in her physical self, and but she'll listen to it. She'll just know.
She'll know. I've often realized that those sounds are not just noises. They are here to emphasize what's being said or make a point.
Nothing is an accident.
Right. It's not anomalous.
This is something else we want all humans to know, that your non-physical friends have their loving fingers meddling in your business more than you realize. And if you would just lighten up and receive it more, you would allow more of that, and things would serendipity would bless your lives more often if you would just allow it, children of Earth.
Wow. And what would be one of the best ways we could recognize that and do that?
You have to feel it with your hearts. You're all humans need. Part of the shift is ironically a return to the body, and the bad ones taught you to deny your body in many ways, including that the answers are always outside of you. The answers are inside of you. Mm-hmm. And and to trust that more. you guys don't have to do anything. Just be who you already are. And to be who you already are is to get out of your head about it and just let yourselves, you don't give yourselves permission. And that's why we tell you to be children again, to play, to lighten up, because as you lighten up, you open up to more of what you really are.
Beautiful. I love that. Beautiful. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, gosh. I want to make sure she gets every little last drop of goodie that you can give that will be beneficial to help her. Anything else that you want to talk about?
That it will all come together. Like, we're letting go. It will happen in layers. It can't all happen. It's too much for the physical specimen, too much for the physical apparatus to have all at once. But the healing that is taking place today, but it's expansive and for her not to have doubt that we did come through for her today like she asked us to. We came through to her, and her physical body will change the way she wants it to have that faith, because we are releasing so much of that hurt from that lifetime today.
Well, I'd like to go back and look at the body, energy body, physical body. How is the heart, the energy heart doing now?
It's good. It was like we're healing it because they were energetic wounds. They're chakra, and just the. But it's great right now. Like, her heart chakra is perfectly aligned right now.
And the best way for her to maintain that again is what?
She's pretty good at it. She's pretty good at believe it or not, she's pretty good at keeping her chakras. So it's like today it's a somatic thing. It's like the innate, that is the cohesive intelligence of the human body, the innate. It was processing the trauma of that lifetime, but it's done now.
Okay. Wow. So how is the hip, leg, and foot?
It's better for sure. It might take a few days, but it made a leap today.
She'll notice a difference right away? And the best way for her to maintain the healing that's coming there is what?
Is stretch. She needs to stretch more, like stretching, gentle stretching, but just to take the time. That's what you meant earlier about nurturing, like giving space to allow yourself to be the physical human and not in some sort of crazy regimen. Again, all of you do that. You all are so silly. You do all this stuff thinking it's going to make you healthy, but it's all like unnecessary. It's because you're like running to stand still, and it's absurdity, because it is who you are. Stop trying to. I mean, it's good to take care of yourself and be fit, but people do so many silly things and thinking that's what makes them healthy, when all you have to do is be healthy, and you are. Ask and it is given, and you just are. Your natural state is magnificent, and part of that magnificence is splendid physical health for everybody.
Right.
And you can just be that. You just have to allow, and that's the playfulness part, to lighten up and be everybody so serious and always afraid about their health and thinking that some doctor or expert knows something about your body that you don't. And we're just saying, let yourselves be more. You all don't just let yourselves like give yourselves a break. You silly humans. It's okay. Like, you just have to let yourself. It's allowing. It's about allowing your natural state. You don't have to work for your natural state. You don't have to force your natural state. You don't have to be disciplined to have your natural state. Your natural state is your natural state.
Perfect. Well said. Well said. All right. Well, it has been just a joy to meet her and to walk her through this experience. You just have been phenomenal in the
Thank you.
information.
You too.
Oh my goodness, what a fun day. She is so worthy to this great mission that she signed up for, isn't she?
What?
I said she's worthy of this mission that she
Yes,
signed up for.
yes. I thought you said worried.
Oh, not worried. No, worthy.
Yeah.
Darn human words.
It's okay.
Okay, very, very, very good. Do you have a final message you would like to give before I bring her up?
We love her. We love you all. We are a family.
Beautiful. Well, I haven't been putting sessions out lately because of some books I've been writing, but I do think this one needs to go out.
Approved.
Okay. We'll ask her, of course, her final approval, but we have your blessing.
Yes.
Okay, so much good information.
We want people to hear this.
Right. I picked up on that. Lots of good information for the humanity. Very good. Thank you, thank you,
Thank you. We love you all.
Beautiful. All right.
Love yourselves more.
Good advice.